This is the Bulldog bucket. It's a bucket and a tank all in one. So there's a snap-in lid. You take off the snap-in lid. There's a hose inside the bucket. Goes in the lid. Take the safety strap off the back of the bucket. You can see it's mounted behind the DOT bar for easy convenience. The buckets have two hooks. They can either go in the front direction or sideways depending on your chutes. We're going to take the time to do a full wash so you can see how long it takes. What's nice about having a recovery system on the end of your chute is you don't have to find a place to wash out on the job site. You can just pull forward and wash out. So no more waiting at washout bins or roll-offs. Because there's no hose on the recovery bucket, the chute can be taken back and forth and the driver can get everything behind the hula skirt. So it makes it very easy and convenient to do a wash-up. It doesn't matter how many chutes you have on. You can have 1, 2, or 3. Right now we're showing it with one chute on. That's where you would need to use the hose when you use the other lid as your recovery bucket. So now before you can see how much water is in the bucket, it's about half full. It weighs less than a chute at this point. And so the driver is able to lock his chute, lift it up, and as you can see, we're using the chute to lift it up to a nice convenient spot. And then the driver simply takes it off the chute. I take one edge and then the other. It comes right off, it's close to the body. Walks it right over to the rack. Sets it inside. Puts on the safety strap. And now we're going to use the lid to be a recovery bucket. In both the lid and the recovery bucket, we have a screen so that the aggregate stays inside the plastic top. These two hooks fold forward and backwards so that they can be tucked inside the bucket when you're going back to the yard. So we've hooked the hose to fitting on the front of the bucket and a hose fitting on the receptacle here on the chute. And since we got the majority of the rock and sand out of the chutes, all we're going to have to handle now is what's up inside the unloading hopper. And so now the driver will go upstairs and finish his wash. And again, most of the rock and sand was already scraped off before we started. And then what was in the chutes has been captured by the bucket. So now the driver is again fully contained on his washout. As he's washing the inside and outside of the chutes, the water is going down and going into our receptacle, and the hose allows it to go freely into the bucket. This system was devised for what's called scrape and go. For job sites that say we don't have room for you to wash out, you need to just take it off the property with dirty chutes. I made this so that a driver would just have to have one area that he could wash into with a bucket, and the lid makes it a tank when you snap it into place and bring everything back to the yard. So the wash is completed. We're going to lift the chute up a little bit higher to get more of the water out of the receptacle and into the tank. The bucket is now the tank. You tilt it back just a little bit so that the water flows down. Get everything out. We're going to lower the chute. We're going to leave the hose attached and take the receptacle over to the bucket and dump any aggregates and water that are remaining in that so that we don't spill anything on the ground. Once that's completed, then we'll feel free to unhook our hose and again stretch it out to get all the water out before we roll it up. So just dump any remaining solids or water into the tank. Unhook the hose, set the receptacle down. Just weighs about 3 pounds. Nice and light and durable. Stretch the hose out to get all the water out of the hose. Roll it up. And we're going to just stick it inside the recovery tank. When you come back to the yard, you can pull it out and rinse it off. Very flexible pull hose. And that's it. All the water and material is left in the bucket inside the rack for the driver to take back to the yard. They finish their wash by hanging their chutes, securing the flop over. So since we filmed this in a ready-mix yard, we're not going to move the truck over to the washout pit. We didn't have a lot of materials or anything in the chutes to worry about, so the water will just roll down to its pit by itself. It's clean water. But the driver would normally pull back to the washout area, whether they're loaded or unloaded. So you can do this while you're washing down the truck, waiting for the next load, or you can go there before you load. It's very simple. You take off the safety strap. Hood unsnaps. We've opened a valve, as you can see, so the water's draining out. It drains out very rapidly. The driver can just, with or without a valve, just simply tip the bucket and everything will go on. And you rinse out the bucket very quickly. So you just tilt it, it's done. If you had a hose, rinse out the material that might be remaining, rinse your hose down, stick it back in the bucket, and you're ready to go for your next load. Again, it depends on your procedures. I made this unit so that you could go back to the yard, the driver pull under, get his next load. When they pull forward to rinse down, that might be the time that they dump their water and material in the pit area that they've pulled up to prepare their load to go out to their next job. It's all there in one kit. Snap-in lid, bucket, secured with a snap-in lid on the top of the bucket and a safety strap so the bucket can't come out. Again, conveniently located in front of the DOT bar. This is the Bulldog bucket. It's one unit. You can wash all 3 chutes, do complete wash,